And good morning, everybody. And good morning, everybody. And we are now Clutter Talk, the final episode of Series 2 into the new normal, which I think we're all starting to experience now and have got a grip on it. And today we're having a party. It's very exciting. So I'm going to ask Elaine and Clara to unmute themselves and to join me in our living room. Hello, Elaine and Clara. So good to see you.
Morning.
Morning. Oh, Elaine, you've lost your virtual background. I was quite enjoying it.
Yeah, it's like you can't see my antlers, so I had to stop it.
Oh, but you were looking like you're kind of going in and out of the forest.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll put it on before I leave later. I'll maybe go back to the forest.
Hey. And Clara, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yes.
What's been happening?
Just a week of catching up on outdoor walks and spending time with family, socially distanced outdoor walks. Yeah, and just doing some telephone calls and repairs. These are my festive fingers. I don't know if you can see them.
Oh yeah.
And
Lovely.
yeah, just trying to, with the season, with it now being moving into December, just trying to move inward and slow down and just be a bit reflective and preparing the house. We're doing our Christmas Advent window. I don't know if you can see that. So there's a stag there, but yeah, just doing Christmassy things, Christmas tree outside, and yeah.
Yeah, you showed us some wonderful lights that are happening outside your house. You shared that with us. It was brilliant.
I
love it.
See if I can bring up a picture of it, because I decided to share my Christmas tree this year with my neighbours, so it's outside. So I don't know if you can see.
Oh
that.
yeah,
Lovely.
Yeah. And we've got the strobe lights as well, with all the neighbours along the bit that I am. So there's 4 houses with the strobe lights. It looks beautiful, quite magical, and kind to animals. No fireworks, no noise, just strobe lights.
Lovely.
Well, I did. I'm still down in the Forest of Dean, and so I went and picked some holly and ivy, and I actually started singing the holly and the ivy, and I never actually knew that they actually do grow together. I mean, that's kind of where the song, because I was cutting it and then I sent it up to my my partner in Glasgow, who's kind of using it to sort of decorate the flat a bit. So that was my earthy response to Christmas so far.
Lovely.
Elaine, how have you been so far this week?
Yeah, good this week. I'm not in the Christmas decorative spirit.
You're not
yet.
in the zone. You're not in the zone yet.
I'm not in the zone yet.
We'll get you in the zone by the end of this, Elaine. We'll get you in the zone.
I've been working with some clients this week. I've got someone who's moving, so I need to jump off the call about 10:30 because we have some important telephone calls to make, etc. So, I love Christmas. I love family. Family are my life, and it's just going to be a little bit different this year because it's going to be on Zoom just to keep everybody safe. So can't wait to get the Christmas tree up and the lights outside like Clara, but we're not there yet. Our street is not there yet.
Yeah. I mean, and we're finding, aren't we, I think, in the sort of the community of declutterers, that there's quite high demand at the moment that's happening, and there's work is ramping up. And I think you've certainly found that, haven't you, Elaine?
Yeah. I have a lot of people who become overwhelmed at this time of year. They become overwhelmed with lifestyle organising. And I've done quite a lot of lifestyle coaching throughout the week, since we met last week. And also that's now been heightened by COVID. So people are more anxious about not getting the possibility of seeing their family. So a little bit of lifestyle coaching going on constantly, probably right through till Christmas now. But again, people are still doing other things. So people are moving, people are still decluttering. So I am very, very busy at the moment. And I'm just popping out as safely as I can to help people who need some support.
But I think everyone will be pleased to know, Elaine, that your shower has been fixed.
Yes!
Celebration!
I'm fresh again.
We can smell. It comes through the screen.
Yeah.
Yes. Clara.
I was just going to say, there has been the news that we are allowed for 3 households to meet up for over a period of 5 days from the 23rd of December till the 27th, I think it is. But then that obviously people are going to have to make their minds up whether they're going to do that or not. So yeah, whether people are going to have a virtual Christmas or an in-person Christmas.
And I think you're right, Clara, but that has added an extra pressure, A, to families, and B, to people who are isolating. Do I risk meeting my friends and family? Do I stay isolated? So my sister and all my family, my immediate family, are in Edinburgh. So we can't risk going that far. We've just decided we can't really risk that. So and also Gemma, who'll probably be on the call later, works in the nursery and things like that. So we're assessing how to keep people safe. Mm-hmm. So we're just going to have a mega party in the summer outside, and we're going to have Christmas again in the summer. We'll put up our Christmas trees and we'll have it in the garden. So it's going to be okay. But it is an added pressure for people who are wondering, do I let families mix? Do we leave it on screen? So this is all adding to some anxieties that people are picking up on.
And the fact that it's 5 days, I think that people who might be traveling, but I love my family like you, Elaine. My family are my life, but I certainly wouldn't be spending 5 days in a row with them. Absolutely not. I could do Christmas Eve normally in normal times, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, maybe a walk on Boxing Day, and then I'm done. Season.
Well, I mean, you'll see the viewers that we've got the lovely Tilo Flache. He's in the screen below. I couldn't get him into the waiting room, but he's going to be joining us along with lots of other guests. So we've invited everybody from this series and the last series to join us for this Christmas party on Clutter Talk. And what I hope that will come out with at the end is life still happens, as Elaine said. We're still having to move house, we're still having to do things, but let's see if we can somehow kind of bring the joy and keep us going, even if it is postponing Christmas, as Elaine said, till the summer. Something to look forward to. So this is what we're going to try, and so we have the messaging on the YouTube channel. So if you have any ideas for gift giving, we're really going to want to look at gift giving. Like, how can we give in a way that is uplifting to other people? How can we keep everyone going, even if we can't see them? Is there a way of saying, I'm thinking about you, this is a really special time, hope that you're well, and how we can come up with some ideas. So really excited. We're going to have some new people come in, but I'm going to hand over to Elaine quickly to talk about, because we've got the Strathclyde course, and I know you're leaving in 20 minutes or so. So I'll show it up on the screen, but if you want to talk people through the Strathclyde course, which is a possible gift for someone, but we'll put that, Elaine can explain whether that's a good idea or not.
Okay, so you're watching Dr. Zen Moffat of Insightful Moves, Elaine McKinley of Clear Mountain, Decluttering Lifestyle Organising, and Clara Moore of Joy of Space. And as you know, we're all professional organisers and members of ABTO, the Association of Professional Declutterers and Organisers. And we actually have some more of our colleagues coming on later. But also, you know that we actually run our course at the University of Strathclyde's Lifelong Learning Centre. So if you are struggling with clutter or just want to investigate maybe why you are gathering stuff, then this is a great opportunity to join us from wherever you are in the country on Zoom, because the university has opened our course onto Zoom. So it's running in January for a period of 6 weeks, 1 hour per week. And you can pop on. The places are limited and the places are going already. So if you are interested, pop onto the University of Strathclyde's Lifelong Learning Centre into the Health and Wellbeing section, and you'll find our course, Moving from Chaos to Calm, Creating the Life that Works for You via Zoom. Okay. Also, you can contact us in any other ways. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter. So if you're struggling with anything, you can always ask us a question on the social media platforms as well. But we hope to see you, really your faces on the Zoom calls. And you can actually, this year, what the Strathclyde University are doing is they are producing vouchers. So you can do any course at the university, Lifelong Learning Centre, using your voucher. So it's quite a good gift if you're thinking of someone who might like to learn about history, or I think the other one I saw was quite good. It was looking at doing your family tree or anything like that. You can buy a voucher for the course and pop on to a course via the vouchers. So it's something to investigate.
And that's quite a good idea if you're buying vouchers, because I think we're being advised not to buy vouchers for retail, for big companies, because who knows if they're going into receivership, or like holiday vouchers. I've been reading that people are having all sorts of problems trying to get the money refunded if they've gone into administration.
Yeah, I think that's a lovely idea. So there's a first idea for people, for what you can give as gifts. So vouchers for courses, for learning. I love kind of continued learning. Not brilliant at it most of the time, but I kind of I like giving it a go. So shall we let Tilo in? Tilo, you're already on screen. Do you want to open up your unmute? Hey! Welcome, Tilo Flache of Clutter Meister down in Brighton. This is your third time on the show, so welcome to our Christmas party. How are you?
Feels like coming home. So today I've disguised myself as a wise man, which I
don't... You look like a wise man. I think you are a wise man, Tilo. I think so.
For any given value of wise, I guess.
Well, for the viewers' understanding, I've given Tilo co-hosting as Elaine's leaving halfway through. So if everything goes wrong, I can blame it on Tilo. See, that's a responsibility.
I can take that.
Oh, and you're disappearing in your virtual background. What was that?
Was I? That was just my agenda. I'm.
Oh, your agenda, wonderful. So are we on your agenda? So what's happening?
Well, what's happening? I'm joining you to talk about Christmas. Christmas, ho ho ho. I don't really do much Christmas because I don't have a lot of family, but I tend to do something like you can see in the background. That is my last year's Christmas decorations. So I tend to think about my friends and write down something about them and put it on a strip and hang it on a tree.
Oh, that's lovely.
And getting in touch on occasion and just remember what we did and how important they are to me.
I love that. So on each strip of paper, you've written a message about a friend.
Yes, I write the name on one side and something specific to that person on the other.
I have never heard of that before. Elaine, Clara, have you?
No, I've never heard of someone doing that at Christmas, but locally we have, outside one of the churches, we have ribbons tied where people have written down someone they want to send a good wish to, or some lovely memory during lockdown. So I've heard of that, and putting the padlocks, like in Amsterdam, putting the padlocks up, and at the Wailing Wall in Israel, where I've been there, where you put a small piece of paper you've written in, and you think with love about people. But that's lovely, Tilo. I love that.
It's something interactive, really, because it allows me to take time to think about them and make time, which obviously most of the year we don't really do we? And it's a kind thought, and well, kind thoughts go out into the world and they ultimately arrive where they need to be.
I find that so touching. And is that something, is it a tradition that you've picked up on, or is it one that you grew up with, or is it something that you kind of came to an understanding with yourself, or?
I did that on my own because it's something, it's kind of inspired by what Clara just said. There are traditions where you tie a ribbon or you build some kind of memory. And in a way, it reminds me of one of the Orthodox church caves in Cyprus that I went to. They have those mystical trees that grow over water holes, and often they have ribbons and that kind of thing in them. But it's something I came up with because I usually spend Christmas on my own. And this is a perfect opportunity to spend time with my friends, even though they're not here.
Oh, I think that's lovely. I'm now going to let in. I'm gonna let in Rosie and just see what her thoughts are on this. So people remember Rosie from the Tidy Coo, and Rosie's one of the declutterers at the moment who's incredibly busy, but she's wearing a wonderful Christmas jumper. But we can't see it completely, Rosie. So there we go. Hey, how are you, Rosie?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm very well. A bit tired because my youngest had me up at 2:30 this morning, and I've not been back to sleep. So if I nod off halfway through this, I massively apologise. But I was just something I was watching you before, of course, and something that just came up was this idea of having to spend Christmas away from our families. Now, my husband and I have been expats for a long time before we moved here. And even when we moved here, we've moved away from our families who are down south. And so we're quite used to spending Christmas on our own. And it really is about what you make it. If you go into it going, oh, I'm going to have to spend Christmas on my own, or not on your own, but then you're going to be really sad about it. But if you can go in and go, oh, do you know what? We're going to make this a really great Christmas, or I'm going to make this a really great Christmas. I'm going to do this in the morning, and so we just make little traditions with our little like breakfast traditions and things like that, like Bucks Fizz in the morning, champagne for breakfast. That's us. That's how we spend like our entire day. Champagne for breakfast, champagne for lunch. But yeah, it was just something that I just think it's quite an important way of looking at things, to approach it with some sort of positivity. You may notice as well, I've got a different background behind me. That's because on that side, my nice smart background, the sun is just full on there. So I've got my door instead. I do look like I'm in Santa's workshop.
It's a very nice door.
Yeah, it looks
very Christmas door
on this than in real life.
Right, well, to our party, I am now going to invite Helena in. Helena. I'm going to get it right. Because Helena also has a wonderful Christmas jumper. And we have two other guests in the waiting room. I don't know if the audience is ready for this wonderful Christmas party, but we may have more people coming. But Helena, how are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you then?
Oh, we're not bad. We're sort of holding it together, trying to keep up the Christmas spirits. And how are you feeling about Christmas at the moment? Because you're in Glasgow, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm in Glasgow, but I'm going to be keeping the rules and not having a party in that. I'm wanting to keep the rules and keep things down and just enjoy a quiet day with one more person.
Great.
And are you kind of terribly disappointed with that, or are you sort of taking it on the chin and going, well, for this year, this is what I'm going to do?
I think I'm just accepting it because this is the way it is, and I've not to be disappointed because I haven't been, I've not lost anyone through the virus, and so I think you've got to be grateful and thankful that you're keeping well, and this is the way things are. And there's many people who are sad just now, and I've just got to be grateful for your own situation. And although it's not ideal, what you would like is usually I go to my son's, Mark, who's a really good cook, and he loves to cook for many. But this time I'm just going to Alan's, and it's just Alan and I, just two people together. So we've just got to accept this is a sign of the times. It's not forever. Next year we can have our party. So just be happy for what we have.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
think
well
that's
said.
well said, well said. Amen. Absolutely, well said. And my sort of strategy at the moment is just to try and like be as foolish as possible, and just sort of the moments when I am interacting, just try and make people laugh a bit, because there's like on screen or whatever, just try and do a bit, try and get the kind of the giggle muscle going, really. So we'll see if we can get that going. Right. Oh, Clara's got something to say. Go on.
I was going to say, Helena, that reminds me of last year. All my children wanted to do was stay in their Christmas pajamas and stay at home, and it was balancing up what they wanted with what my family wanted. So we ended up staying in our Christmas pajamas, getting into our clothes, going for lunch, and then coming back and getting in our Christmas pajamas. So this year we could wholeheartedly just stay with no guilt in our Christmas pajamas. So it's, in a way, I was watching Gogglebox, and one of the couples, the lady, the Nutty and Nigel, and she was saying, you know, I had in my head we were going to have another 6 months of lockdown, and I'm quite enjoying being a hermit, and I was quite enjoying this. I'll now need to get my head around if we don't have 6 months of lockdown. Now, nobody wants another 6 months of lockdown. I'm not saying that, but we could also use this as a time to give ourselves permission to just spend the day as we want to, not what we feel we might have to because of what other people want.
That's right.
Tilo, Jocelyn says she's loving your creativity, she's loving your background, your turban, and she's asking, is it a Turkish rug stood up or?
No, actually it's an Indian bed throw. It's really large. It's 2 meters by 220, and it comes from the 70s. It actually still smells of patchouli. And this is traditional headgear from Oman.
Very multicultural and well and travelled across the globe. Your Christmas there.
I was about to comment on what you said about your kids. You may just find that after 9 months of having to stay at home, they might want to get out of their Christmas pajamas this year and go outside.
Well, I'm going to say to them we'll go for a forest walk, but they'll open their presents first. They can go in their pajamas and their onesies. I don't care. That's up to them. Onesies and wellies. That's a good look in my book. But
as long as it makes you laugh.
We've had a text from Chrissy, who unfortunately was on the show, but she's unfortunately not been able to join us today because she has another appointment. But she said to me, please thank everyone for including all the guests to your party. So that was the first thing. I've not made loads of changes, but my mindset has had a huge shift since watching the programme. A special thanks to you all for sticking with me. So thanks to Chrissy if she watches it back, and we hope that you have a good Christmas wherever you are.
Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah. Ho, 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 yeah. Well said, Elaine. And also, you've prompted me. I should pass on hellos from Jo Cook, who was on the show a couple of weeks ago. Who says, sorry, she's dashing out to a client as well. She can't make it. And we have apologies also from, who else wanted to make it? Help me out, guys, Clara and Elaine.
Jane Rice, who
Jane
was
Rice.
on telling us about her feng shui. She's unfortunately got a client, well, fortunately or unfortunately got a client this morning. So she's had to dash off as well. And my niece Gemma is not feeling great. So she just texted me saying, I'm not feeling great. So I need to make sure she's okay as well when I come off the call. So she's sending her apologies.
Hope you feel better soon, Gemma. And Kate Gilbally is with a client, and Kathleen Blackner, the Abdo president, is having some self-care. It sounds more like a horror for me. She's having a flotation tank, which was the worst gift I was ever given. Terrible present, but for her, I hope she enjoys it.
So we can get onto that subject of appropriate gifts for people. So we all know not to get Clara a flotation tank voucher for her Christmas present.
Oh, that's such a shame because that's what I just bought you.
Yeah, Elaine and I had just done that. And also hellos and apologies from Blanche of Rags to Riches, who was on the show in the last series talking about upcycling, and actually Sarah, who we connected with, she's coming on the show shortly, so I'll let Sarah in and Nina as well. So we have apologies from that, and also Fiona from Clutter Chat, and Mark, also Helena's son. But everyone, we wish you all a wonderful Merry Christmas, and I wanted to say that this is not going to be the end of Clutter Talk. Don't worry, guys, don't worry, because I know that I've had messages in as well saying that people are really enjoying watching and listening and actually decluttering whilst they're doing it, which is great. And all the episodes are on the YouTube channel, and we'll give you a heads up about when the third series is starting. But just to give you a heads up of a heads up, the title or the frame of the next series is going to be Thinking Global, Acting Local. And I'm slightly inspired by Tilo's sort of background there. So we're going to be thinking about the world really, but acting local, and how all the objects connect us to the globe. And there's this wonderful, absolutely incredible array of declutterers around the world who have really interesting sort of chats. So we'll bring them all in as well and get more guests, and then we'll have another party, I think, after that. So anyway, that's me. I'm going to shut up now as the host, and I'm going to let in Nina and Sarah. How exciting! Sarah's in her cabin in the woods, and she's an elf.
She's disappeared.
And Nina's in her tenement flat in Glasgow in his Santa outfit, which is great. And people might remember Nina's wonderful. Actually, you're both kind of green-fingered-y, but also both new to green-fingered. So Nina had that wonderful garden out the front of her tenement, and Sarah's been kind of learning how to grow vegetables on a hill outside Glasgow.
Oh, good.
Yes, that's correct.
That is correct, isn't it? So, Nina, how are you doing? Tell us how you've been. How's it going on?
Yeah, it's good. I miss being able to do the garden. I did plant my bulbs, my pansies, and then I had to just, I'll be waiting now to get back to the gardening till the spring, really. Can tidy up, but not much else at the moment with that.
And how are you finding you're keeping it? Is this your first Christmas celebration so far on the 2nd of December?
Yeah, it is. It's the first time I've even really thought of good Christmas. So, yeah, it's nice. Well, different.
It is different, isn't it? Is it? Are you kind of looking forward to it? Are you a little bit sort of ambivalent?
Yeah, a bit ambivalent. I mean, it is what it is, isn't it? It's not going to be the same as normal. I'm looking forward to the break more than anything.
Yeah, you've been doing a lot for sure.
Yeah, and I'm very busy.
Yeah, Sarah, you're now videoing us from what is it called again?
Carbeth.
Carbeth. I was going to say Carstairs. Carbeth. That's right. How is it? Are you there with your little wood stove and?
Yeah, the fire's roaring. It's sunny outside, but maybe not for long, and it's beautiful. It's quite Christmassy up here without having any decorations, actually. So I was going to make a little wreath with some branches with lichen on it and some berries and pine cones, and put that on my hut, because it's really like a wee fairy tale world up here, and I love it. It takes me right back to my childhood.
Oh, is it? Can you show us any of it?
Yes, of course I can.
Hey!
I'll show you a wee tour. Hang on, I'll just flip the screen round. Okay, so this is the inside of my hut. Okay, it's very simple. It's just one room. There's a little kitchen bit. There's my fire. That's the heart of the hut. And there's my little dining area. And that's all. It's just one room. I've got an outhouse, but also I've got a lovely porch.
Oh.
I'm going to sit out here. And there's the neighbours. Very nice neighbours. And
good wood store there.
yeah, a little wood
wood store.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
absolutely.
Good stacking. Good stacking. I love a good wood pile.
Thank you, Sam.
That's all right.
I'll do out here. Keep it very simple. My partner does a lot of. My partner does a lot of axe work. He likes chopping wood. That's meditation, and I do the garden. And I've been digging drainage ditches. Actually, there's a lot of water out here, and I've been working on the drainage, which is actually quite satisfying. When you actually drain a plot of land, it's still muddy, but get water out, because I've got some fruit trees coming at the end of December that are going to go in. So that's the sort of thing that I'm working on. And it's a lot of fun, and it's my best sort of way to spend my time. Yeah, sorry, Clara.
I was just going to say, Elaine's just about to leave. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, right, sorry. Elaine, before you leave, give us some wise words to send the viewers off with.
Okay, so my wise words to everybody is, first of all, have a nice festive season, whether you celebrate Christmas or not. Hope you have a lovely time. Please stay safe. We are here if you need us. Phone us or get in contact through social media or any other ways that you'd like, because we are here to help you. But more importantly, if you become overwhelmed, I'm going to give you a little technique that Mark showed us. Mark, Helena's son, the yoga teacher who we had on, who gave us a great idea the other night on yoga, that if you're becoming overwhelmed, to put your thumb and forefinger together and just concentrate on moving your finger very, very slightly around, and concentrate on that to slow your breathing down, to get you back on track if you're feeling overwhelmed, to focus your mind. So be safe, and I hope to see you in our next season, and I'll speak to you girls later, but I have to go and help someone who's moving and is having a new challenge in their life. So have a good time, everybody, and I'll see you next season.
Bye.
May it go well for them. Bye, Elaine. Thank you so much. Cheerio. Merry Christmas.
Bye-bye.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Sarah.
That's okay, Clara. No.
No, that was needed. Should we all just kind of practice that? Lovely. It's amazing what you can get people to do as a host, isn't it? The power. You will relax. Sarah, your place just seems, it's wonderful, isn't it? And it's nice that you can get out and not feel the anxiety of the virus, and just being able to sort of get on with what you need to do as well.
Yes, I tell the smell of the wood smoke and the pine forest when you come up here is instantly quite relaxing. So after you've been up here for about an hour or so, you're in a totally different headspace. And it's really only about half an hour drive out of Glasgow. It's amazing, but it feels very out in the wilderness. So I'm very lucky.
Yeah. Does anyone else have any sort of thoughts?
I was just going to say, Jocelyn said it was a bit different because I had my immediate family around me, and I do agree that I have my kids here, but it's not always been like that. We've been expats when it's just been me and my husband, and again, I know I had him there, but there's certainly been situations where it's not been, we've not had the kids with us or anything because they weren't born, and so we would have had our, I come from a big family, Christmases are like 20, 30 adults, that sort of thing, and then goodness knows how many children, because we've all got kids as well. So we went from having these sort of really big family Christmases to little mini ones with like just us, and then and then we added the children in. But you can make your own traditions even when it's just you, or just you and your, it's I'm not going to say it wasn't without its challenges, for sure, but yeah, we've gone from having like tiny Christmases as well.
I think that's really interesting, like how you make your own tradition. So my dad's a retired Anglican vicar, and that meant that every year we had to be in the vicarage, which kind of actually really annoyed my mum because she had no choice. We had to, and we had a big house, so we had people there, and there was no choice in it. So, and Dad had kind of a strict schedule that he had to do, and bits of it were good. But I think what's an opportunity sort of this time is that we can kind of choose, although often restrictions can prompt creativity. And certainly our Christmases have got a lot better now we've had choice. Oh, here's Mum.
Hello, everybody.
My mum has been doing Pilates.
Pilates.
So yeah, thanks, Mum. We're live.
Oh.
Anyway, I'm just telling them about Christmas.
Yeah.
And how it's got a lot more relaxed as soon as Dad retired.
Yes.
Would you agree?
Oh yeah, it was really difficult. Yeah. Anyway, we survived.
We survived, and we're still surviving.
Yeah.
And I'm now stuck with them.
Don't be rude.
I will be rude. That's my mum. Great celebration. Anyway, families, moving on swiftly. Rosie, it's not always great, is it, in the family at Christmas?
It's not. I mean, in our family, it wasn't a proper family Christmas unless at least one person ran off crying, you know. But like, someone would get up from the table and run away crying. We're like, boom, well, that's that person. wasn't proper Christmas.
I think it's brilliant. So what ideas do we have for sort of gift giving? I think, you know, we have a whole range of people sort of who are watching this programme, from those that are used to having big parties and then are by themselves, to those that are used to being by themselves. And like Tilo, I still love the idea of writing those little notes and stuff like that, and how we can. And then Clara's sharing her Christmas tree with a neighbour. Sarah, you had your hand up. What ideas do you have?
Well, I try to foster this very simple Christmas rule with my friends, who are all lovely and they love giving gifts. And it's just say, why could we all give each other consumables? And that could be food, perfume, or something that you can use, a bottle of olive oil, or, you know, something that's usable. And not all of my friends like this or adhere to this rule, but we have tried it over several Christmases. So that's just one tip for not getting a lot of stuff that you can't use.
That's good.
That's a good one, Sarah. Tilo's got something.
Yeah, I've got a very old thing that my mom actually pushed through. When I was 15 or so, and my brother's kids were very little, my mom said, okay, from now on, what we'll do is everybody buys something for themselves that they package up, and we all unwrap our own gifts at Christmas. That way, nobody spends more than they actually can. And obviously the kids got some money to spend on those things. But you get to see the joy when everybody's unwrapping something that they actually want.
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
Rather than having to pretend, oh, what a lovely pair of socks. And that actually worked quite well, because it plays into everybody's ability to spend. You don't feel obliged to go overboard because you know somebody's buying something expensive and you have to retaliate in kind. And you will end up with one single thing that you really, really want.
I think that's a really good idea.
That is a great idea. This year my kids saved up, they had £20 each to buy presents, and I was really impressed with what they bought with that £20. Admittedly, they spent £8 each of their £20 on each other, which I wasn't expecting on another cuddly toy. But I'll show you what they bought me.
Clara's always way ahead with her Christmas.
I know.
She opens it on the day. It's got to be like.
And then they bought me this, which I've opened door to. It's actually got 5 different flavours of scents of candles, an advent calendar, and I was so touched that they managed to get everybody. They bought their uncle a spud peeler because he's a chef. They bought my sister a book, and they bought their granny bath bombs. So I was really, really impressed with what they achieved. But when you're talking about consumables, Sarah, normally in non-COVID times, when the kids were in nursery or now they're in school, I would make up a huge pot of soup and take it into the school and buy some bread. I don't make bread, but I've always had a really positive response to that, because schools don't really want more chocolates, more plastic boxes and wrappers for the pollution for the world. And I think just the consumables or something homemade. And Nina's very good at doing homemade gifts.
I'm a big believer in make something. And as an artist, obviously, that might be a bit easier for me, but it doesn't have to be. It can be something simple like a pot of soup or a tablet, or paint something, make your own card. I mean, we get these things from children, and I think we're very pleased to get them, but I think adults are allowed to do it too. And you don't have to be good at it. It's surprising if you keep it simple, how pretty a card that you've sketched out yourself, or you cut something in a magazine and stick it on, or and people really I appreciate things that someone's made for me, and I hope that it's the same with other people. Make something, and it's great fun to do it. I take great pleasure in making it, and I think people take a lot of pleasure in receiving it as well.
Rosie.
Yeah, I was just going to say, so there's sort of, and I'm sure this has been mentioned before, and I'm sure I'm probably just teaching people how to suck eggs with this. So grannies to suck eggs with this, but we always do a Secret Santa. So among the grown-ups, we do a Secret Santa because there's about 10 of us, and we all just get, and we have a budget, and we try very much to stick to someone's wish list. My wish is always Malden Brown Heavenly Ginger Lily. I love it, please. Like that's all I want, because it's a bath, it's a shower thing, and it's a bit too expensive for me to buy myself. So as a present, it's perfect. But I've started my children doing this as well, because I've got 4 children, and so now rather than them trying to buy each other a gift, they each get one other sibling to buy a gift for, and they each have a budget, and they buy the sibling a gift. And I do oversee that a little bit, just to check that they haven't gone completely outside the box. But you know, they're so I just found that Secret Santa's worked really well for us as a large family.
It's a brilliant idea, particularly if you do have a large family, because if you buy everyone presents, it's just crazy.
Too much.
Yeah, it's too much. And yeah, I think that's a really good idea. If you've got a large group of people, get organised and do that. You get one much better present than lots of little presents that you don't really want, and then take the pressure off people having to buy stuff and just buying too much. Just ending up with too many things. So,
my kids even do it among their little home-ed group of friends, because again, I home educate them, and so we have a group of friends who we see regularly for educational reasons, and we're even doing a Secret Santa within that. And it's just, it means, again, it's really nice. Each child feels that they get something special, and it's discussed what sort of things that child might like as well, rather than just a random anything.
Yeah, that's
Helena, you had your hand up. I think you went and grabbed something. What was it?
Yeah, well, just when Clara I got this, which is the one candle for every day leading up to Christmas. I got this my gift, and I actually get this.
Bless you.
Bless you, Mum.
Thank you.
I normally get a wine advent calendar, but not this year. I think my husband's decided I've obviously drunk enough during lockdown.
I got this a few years ago from a teacher I used to work with, so I've got the wee candle behind it, and it's lights up the wee fireplace.
That's nice.
You
that
see
is
it?
very cozy.
Yeah, it's really cute.
That's maybe the closest I'll get to your lovely wood burning stove, Sarah. I'll try and make one of those. Yeah.
It's lovely. The candle behind it really brings it to life.
Yeah. I got that from one of the teachers I used to work with in school. And in our family, we also do a Secret Santa for Mark, John and Dorothy and Alan and myself. And but I buy my sister an individual gift because she's on her own and she doesn't have any family. And my brother-in-law, and my brother, I buy an individual gift. But this year, what we're doing is, because it's quite hard and the shops are closed and we can't buy things. We're all putting 20, well, I think £30 in an envelope, and just, I know it seems a wee bit pointless, but £30 in an envelope, and we're putting it in a different card, and we're all going to choose our £30 back and then buy ourselves something either in the sales or whenever, you know, just so that everybody's getting a wee card with money in it. Usually we'd buy someone a gift and we'd ask them what they want, but because the shops are closed and it's difficult for people to do that, we're just actually putting our money in and scattering in a Christmas card, and then we'll pick up a random Christmas card and actually get our money back. But it's just a wee fun thing still to do, and it saves people buying presents for every different.
It gives you permission to spend that £30 on a present. Whereas if it's just your own £30, you'll feel like, oh, I should use it for something sensible.
Well, my daughter's already spent hers on a phone in the Black Friday sale that she got for £30. So she's already got
Now, I know what Sarah would like for Christmas.
Oh, yes.
Sarah would like some old nylon tights, and as many as possible. So Sarah can explain this to you whilst I bring up Rags to Riches, the Deep End website address.
Well, I know it sounds really strange, but I have been working, I've got a huge tight mountain actually, and I still need more tights for making objects. I strip the tights down and I crochet them into, there's a little basket, I crochet them into different shopping baskets, different styles, and they're incredibly, I tell you, tight fabric is incredibly strong, incredibly stretchy, it lasts, you can wash it, and there is no recycling, no dedicated recycling for tights. So, and most of my friends, most of my girlfriends and people that I know have a drawer full of old tights. They don't know what to do with. I can take them and upcycle them. It doesn't matter if they're ripped. I would prefer them if they were washed, but any colours and any weights of tights, and I'm very interested in what to do with those fabrics. So that'd be great if you could drop them into the Deep End, it's called. Yes.
Yep. It's the Deep End, and I brought the address up on screen. So if you put them in an envelope, put it to Sarah how do you say your name? Is it McLeod or McLeod?
McLeod.
Sarah McLeod. But they'll know who it is because she's the only one that picks up the tights. Yes. So it's the Deep End, 21 Nidsdale Street, Glasgow, G41 2P for pants, Z for Zen. So there we go, G41 2PZ, the Deep End. And so that's what Sarah would really like for Christmas. I think that it's a really interesting question. And Clara, I think, circulated an article from The Guardian recently, which was about unwanted gifts and how you give. And actually, one of the critical things in the article was actually, you know, we've become a bit lazy in gift giving, in that we're not actually thinking about the person. We just think, oh, I need to give a gift. Therefore, oh, I'll grab some chocolate, so I'll do this because that's what I'm supposed to do. Rather than actually thinking, does that person want this? And then the other side of it, which I think actually everyone on screen can appreciate, is how we can let go of or whether we should let go of unwanted gifts. Because it can actually be quite, I found it, if someone gives me something that I don't like, I find it quite upsetting sometimes, because I'm like, does this person not know me? Do they not know who I am? Do they not know that I really wouldn't like that? And that actually can be quite heartfelt. But you kind of also don't want to say, you don't want to reject the present because they're giving something, but also sometimes a gift can be given and it's like they don't know you. And I think that can be, so it's what Tilo was talking about, the mindfulness. And so for me, there was a period where I went through, I kept on getting my sister wrong. Every present, I was just misfiring. And then I had to sort of spend some time thinking about what she would like. And I gave her the most expensive present I've ever given anyone, which was an off-roading 4-wheel drive course in Perth. And it was brilliant and loved it. But I had to take time to think, what is it that is really, she's going to really enjoy? I've never got anyone anything so expensive since, but it was just, I had to spend that time because I was like, I'm not getting my sister, I'm not getting it. And I wonder if that kind of resonates with anyone else on screen. Tilo.
Well, sorry, I'm butting in again. I've in one of my books, I've written something about gifts, and I said I talked about the separation of the social convention of gift giving from the actual object. So there is a social thing. You give gift, you receive gift, and the point of the gift is to be given and received. It's not to be kept. So once I give a gift to somebody, I basically relinquish the rights to the gift to that person and leave it up to that person to do with it what they want. And if that involves giving it away or giving it to somebody who appreciates it more, then that's perfectly okay. But I think the main thing is to separate the thought of the social convention and the social glue that the gift creates from the actual object.
Yeah.
I've just brought your book up. Is it The Promise Broken Moving On? Or is it The Clutter Tides?
I think it's The Clutter Tides.
Clutter Tides, so that one.
Yeah.
That was something, Tilo, that ties in with what we were going to talk about today, and that I often talk about with clients is keep the experience of someone thinking about you, even if they get it wrong. The intent is there, you're in their thoughts, you're in their heart, so keep the experience and enjoy that and let the gift go. And that's what we were going to say today, Zem, Elaine and I, that was our gift to people, that if the gift doesn't suit you, let it go, pass it on to someone who will love it and appreciate it. And I was going to say, Zem, did you share the gift with your sister? Did you do the off-road drive?
Yeah, of course I did. Yeah, of course I did.
So was that part of what was really enjoyable for you and your sister, that you shared that experience together?
Yeah, and it was part of that because I think it was also she just had her first kid, and she just needed to almost kind of reconnect with who she was. So because I'm not a mother, but when you become a mother, you just become a mother, don't you? And it's like, but who am I? And so I've still got my truck, and she came up to Glasgow and just loved driving it, and her husband's like, gosh, she was a different person. So I was like, right, I've got the idea, here we go. And it was really good. But yeah, it's that time thinking, and there is something. So Clara and I would like to, and Elaine would like to give to everybody. Our gift to you this Christmas is permission to give your gifts away. This is our gift. So once you've received them, we give you permission to let go. Is that right, Clara?
Yes.
Right.
And I've been on the receiving end of them not enjoying a gift. It's the funniest experience I've ever had of giving a gift to someone, and the utter abject horror. I gave her this gift that it was hilarious, and she's like, why would you give me this? Why would someone do that? And in the end, you decided you quite liked it, and you passed it on to your sister.
Yeah, it was a plastic. It was cold space, right? And it was a plastic thing full of air.
Nothing.
She gave me nothing. She gave me the idea of nothing.
Yeah. So it was a cardboard.
It would have been okay if it wasn't in plastic.
It had a bubble on it, and it was the gift of nothing.
Yeah.
And I just saw it, and I thought of them being a declutter, and I thought it was hilarious, and it might tickle her humour. It did not, or it took a long time to tickle her humour.
Nina has the point. Nina, say what you just said.
I think the gift's hilarious.
Yeah.
But I really object to it being plastic.
I know.
Exactly. That was it. I was like, why would you give me plastic?
to take the idea and make it out of recycled paper or something.
But I think that's really interesting, because I had another comment that like how we relate with objects, we can learn. It's if you know someone, you can knowing about how someone else relates with objects or engages with objects, you actually know them. And you get to know them. And Clara, I have to say, everybody, is a brilliant gift giver now. I'm wearing this lovely necklace she gave me. which is silver and which says Earthling on it, and she gave me a swimming costume as well for when I came down to the forest. So have to say she's got a lot better. But that one, I couldn't help myself. I was like, what?
Why would you give someone the gift of
Yeah.
nothing?
Yeah, but I think that the point is as well is that, you know, you are going to offend people. Like there's no, you are going to, some people are going to be hurt, but if we can push through that, we can get to a point of understanding with each other and start to sort of really know each other in a way that's essential and important, is what I think. But it is hard, like you do go through periods if you know you're offending somebody. And it's not easy, but if you can have that will that you want the friendship, you want that to continue, then both sides will push through.
And try
in hope. I live in hope.
Try not to take it personally as well. I grew up with a mother who would just say, "What if say you gave her this? I don't want that. I don't like it. Do you have the receipt? Can you take it back? Can you give it to someone else?" And so very early, I became very robust at thinking, well, that didn't work. Okay, that's fine. And I'm quite an overly sensitive person, so that was really good training for me. So don't take it personally. I absolutely love this, but if I hadn't, I know it's my children, but I would still have said to them, do you know, that's just not me. Why don't you enjoy it, kids? Or would your teacher enjoy that? Thank you for thinking about me, but the fact that you've thought about me is gift enough. So it's navigating that in a way that works for you, and also being mindful to be kind to the other person as well.
I love that word navigating, because it is a navigation. It's not, you can't take it for granted how someone's going to react, because you also don't know if they're having a good day, a bad day, you know, what buttons you're going to push. But yeah, we've got a few more minutes. Is there any other like thoughts or Christmas giving?
Well, just on that last
Sarah.
thing that you said, just that some people really, really like buying presents and wrapping them and giving them to people. And sometimes you just have to suck it up and accept the gift, even if you don't want it, because it's what they want to do. And this is why Christmas is very difficult. It's all snowballs, and people feel obligated to return the gift, return the favour. But I was brought up in a family where Christmas was not a big thing. In fact, my mother hated it. And really, Christmas was not celebrated in Scotland for 700 years. It wasn't a thing. It's fairly recent in Scotland. And my mother, being old-fashioned, didn't really celebrate Christmas. And the whole gift-giving thing was an anathema to her. The party was more of the New Year party.
The Hogmanay, yeah.
Yes. And my mother, also being a writer and a very strong person, our gift to her every Christmas was to stay away and let her, she was a writer, let her write and give her absolute peace, not go and visit her, not give her anything, and let her give her space. So that's just, everybody's Christmas experience is different. But I think the obligation of Christmas, everybody feels obligated to join in and do the same thing on the same day and eat the same food. I've always thought that is a wee bit strange, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a bit like we've been brainwashed. There's one of the viewers has shared a quote. Someone I loved once gave me a box full of darkness. It took me years to understand that this too was a gift, and it's a quote by Mary Oliver. That's very interesting, a box of darkness. Imagine I'd given you a box of darkness, and I have to say my gift was from the charity shop. So I bought it for £1. So I wouldn't have gone in and bought it in a shop, Nina, but I was repurposing it.
I'll let you off.
Lovely, but a box of darkness, that's one I'll have to get my head around.
Yeah, I struggle with that, a box of darkness. It makes me think of dark chocolate, though. I've been given that a few times.
All right, so let's do a quick fire round before we finish. What is what good ideas have we got for presents that we're gonna give this this Christmas? So my partner suggested, I think is it Care for Humanity or something? So he suggested we can give sort of packages for refugees. But what they do is they identify exactly what they need. So it's a jumper, a camping kit, whatever it is. So you know that they actually want it or need it. And then you can kind of donate 30 quid or something like that. Last year he gave me a dress for another woman, which I thought was quite funny. So I'm like, thanks, brilliant. It was for a woman who, I mean, fair dues, she needed it more than I did. But there's lots of opportunities for sort of that charity gift giving. If your loved ones aren't sort of have got their basic needs kind of covered. But what other ideas does the lovely Christmas party have for people?
Soup. That's
Soup.
my favourite present. My sister asks me every year what I want for Christmas, and I say I want a big pot of your vegetable soup.
Nice.
So I love consumables, and they were the best gifts I was given. I've had 2 babies, and every time I had a baby, the best gifts were when people would bring me around a tray of lasagna or meringues or food.
Excellent. So the way to Clara's heart is through her stomach. Excellent. Nina, you had your hand up. What was your idea?
I just think because it's such a strange Christmas, I think a lot of what we'll be giving is promises for when we're through all this. So things that we haven't done this year, I promise that we will do it in the future. So, okay, I'm maybe not doing the big family meal, but I'll cook it next year. That's my promise. And just that hope, because, we'll have a Christmas. It'll be fine. It'll be different. But, promises.
I love that. Soup and promises. Who else has an idea? Helena.
Last year, my son, he got me in the Secret Santa, so I got him to get me a small gift, but ended up getting me a wee extra surprise. But anyway, get me a small gift and send some money to WaterAid in India and that, so for people to get clean water. So last year, another thing I thought about as gifts is maybe giving some people bulbs to plant and out in their garden, and then in the springtime, it's a gift that's going to come and give joy to people.
Love that idea. And also reminded of the idea that Elaine had about giving someone a gift of a course or something like that if it's your family tree or something.
That's a good gift.
Other ideas? Sarah?
Yes, I think you'd appreciate this as decluttering ladies because, and a man, sorry, excuse me.
Honorary lady.
If you can offer a service like going round to your friend's house or your sister's house and pick up their recycling and take it to the dump and sort it out for them. I know that doesn't sound like much of a gift, but really every little bit helps. And people who are struggling, as you know, with too much stuff, Christmas is more struggle. Mm-hmm. So taking stuff to the dump, which I actually quite like doing, and then that could be your gift.
Yeah, good.
Nice, well said. And Tilo and Rosie, do you have ideas?
I would say spend time with people in any way possible, be it socially distanced, on Zoom, on a phone call, and get in touch with those you haven't been in touch with for a while. Okay. And I try to involve some kind of activity, usually crafting or drawing, and often sitting on a Zoom call and doodling together, doing something together that is more than just looking at a screen. And that could be cooking together or exchanging recipes or doodling things or drawing things like this one or that kind of thing. Teaching people things is always good.
Oh, I love that. Right, Rosie, you have the last word. Oh, I know a gift that you can give people. Rosie has a course. She's got 12 weeks to tidying. 12 weeks to tidy, which is starting in the new year. And you can find it on Rosie Barron, the Tidy Coo website. And there's still
Facebook. My Facebook or Instagram. I'm the Tidy Coo on both of those. just contact me through that. But my thing is just, sorry, I'm going to say I'm so tired today. I'm really struggling to put one word in front of the other. And I've got to try and remember what I was going to say. But my thing is always to ask people what they want. You know, I always ask, because I really want to get them something that's right. Although, just talking about handing gifts on very quickly, I always say, you know, you might hand the gift on, but the love is still there. You know, the gift is given with love. It's to show love. You know, that love has been given. You don't have to hang on to the gift after that. But yeah, my thing is I just always ask people what they actually want. I'm useless at Santa.
And I think that's a lovely note to end on. So I'd like to thank everybody who's here on screen, and all those who said hello, and everyone who's been with us throughout this sort of 8-week series. And we look forward to seeing everybody, or as many people as you want, really. I mean, Clara, Elaine and I will still be here having a good time in the next series, which is going to be looking at thinking global, acting local. So you can expect lots of kind of international guests and sort of mind-expanding thoughts. But Clara, I'm going to give you the last word and put you on the spot, because I know you love that.
So it's been a bit of a rough ride, everyone, this year, but that I hope that as the year goes towards the closing of this year, that everybody is feeling love in their life, whether it's self-love or love from the other people around you. And I hope that in this second lockdown that a lot of us are experiencing, we're feeling a greater sense of calm. So we wish you peace and love and calm going forward, and wishes and hopes that 2021 is a year where we can all get back to a sense of normalcy that's informed and improved by what we've gone through this year.
Thank you.
Let's all finish with Elaine's. Bye bye, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye bye.